Hello, Spirit speaking, and this message is for you. Welcome to a sacred sanctuary for listening, healing, and remembering, where messages are allowed to unfold gently without distraction. Each reading is a combination of tarot, message cards, and channeled guidance. Before recording, time is taken to sit in meditation and open to the guidance being channeled from the divine, allowing the message to be shared from a place of stillness and clarity. The shared message here is meant to be received in your own way. Take what is yours and allow the rest to pass by gently, as it may be meant for someone else. This is an invitation to pause, soften, and be present. This reading is offered as quiet guidance, shared with love and intention. Let's begin. I'll start by sharing the channeled message for you for today. Spirit says, "Trust I am here and you are present. What a beautiful gift you have given to yourself to be here and come to me and commune with me in my light. When you talk with me and listen for your answers, I thank you for choosing to turn off the noise of this world full of distractions and worry. Your soul is crying out for direction and you are asking for signs to know which way to choose. Come again, but still sometimes in fear you don't believe that it's true. These signs come again and again, but still sometimes you don't believe. Gut feelings will tell you that something is off, and that knowing is a feeling or a warning sign of what's to come. But sometimes you still choose to dismiss these feelings as just passing thoughts. I pray you will start to take notice and trust the signs that are given, and they always are. These signs can come from many different sources within creation. Just like when you were a child and you saw messages in the clouds, up in the sky. I sent you my divine wisdom through other people, through a song, a synchronicity, or a quiet whisper, or just as a knowing within you. I want you to trust what you receive. When you are receptive to my gifts, you open yourself up to the magic of the connection that we share. Maybe through your past experiences where you have been disappointed, you have learned to give up. It's time to learn to trust yourself again. Because when you trust yourself, you are trusting God. I would never leave you or lead you to go towards harm. Trust the messages you receive. It is a part of your divine inheritance to operate in trust and faith, and not in fear. When we receive signs along our path and we act out of fear instead of faith, we lose our connection to one another. It's like unplugging a lamp, and there you're sitting in the darkness where the truth is, waiting to be found, and you don't have to. Trust the wisdom that dreams through you in every moment. Trust the wisdom that streams through you in every moment, and you sit in silence and allow that wisdom to permeate. You will feel the truth within your bones. Most times the truth will come with something that maybe we don't want to face. A truth that's painful or hurt is sometimes easier to ignore than walk through the pain and get to the other side. This only prolongs our suffering. Ignoring the signs always brings more pain. And sometimes the opposite, in truth, is when we receive a sign that something really beautiful is about to unfold, we may dismiss it as coincidence, and our unworthy feelings that are tucked deep down inside will squash that beauty that was trying to come through with negative thoughts. That interferes with the gift that's longing to come to you. It's not consciously that we dismiss the signs, it's rather something in the unconscious that says we aren't worthy or not good enough. I want you to know how much you are all loved. Learn to trust me, and you will learn to trust yourself. Stand steady in your intuitive knowing of the signs that come. Know that as beings of light, that it is your God-given right to live in the truth. Of all the signs that come through your dreams, through a song, a word, or someone who speaks, do not dismiss these. These gifts are often your next instructions on what's on your path ahead, a beacon to help you trust that I am lighting the way, if only one step at a time. This requires full trust and faith in me as your Father in heaven. I will never send you down the wrong path or lead you to harm. I may not show you the whole tapestry, but I promise that each step is necessary to support the bigger purpose I have for your life. To support that biggest purpose, I will always lead you down the path that is for your highest good, even if it's not easy. You must trust that what needs to be let go of will be replaced by something that is far greater in alignment with your blueprint. Fear not the instructions I send, and learn to trust each day. Practice giving me small amounts of trust, and you will see that we will flow in harmony. Trust in your ability to change your life and change the planet. Each one at a time, we will learn to follow the steps that are wise, and we will lead to our next highest vision. For the time has come for all of us to work with our God-given gifts of intuition. The time has come for all of us to work with their intuition. It's not reserved for just a few, but for all of us. We all have to learn how to use our guidance individually to make sure that we're making the right choices for ourselves as a collective and a planet. When we use our gifts of intuitive knowing and follow the truth, change comes from within and also outside of people as ripples happen towards friends, family, and community. The time to come home to your essence is now. The hour is getting late and we can no longer hesitate. It's the time to come home to your true essence. The hour is late. We must be prepared to use our internal GPS systems and navigate the change that will come so we can walk in faith and not in fear. A fearful collective will only create more destruction and breed more fear. Coming from a place of God-given guidance, collectively, we will be the strength that we can use to raise the vibrational energy in the world and bring forth peaceful truth, loving change, as well as lasting change for all. And coming to a close, I ask each one of you to pay attention to the signs that come to you. Just watch. Now we'll allow the cards to offer their spiritual guidance. Let's begin. Let's see how the energy is expressing itself. The first thing I see is the past position and what brought you to where you are right now. For some of the collective, I see a lot of you struggled with your finances last year, and in some cases there could have been a feeling of loss of wealth and not being able to manifest what you wanted to in that area of your life. As we're moving into the current situation, I see brand new beginnings coming. Although there was loss and tears and sorrow for some of the collective, I see there is a whole new start. I see a rising up and taking charge of life, taking the first steps towards after a long time of feeling very sadly disappointed in the various areas of your life. For some of these, it could have been financial, and for some, relationships that came to an end. For some of the collective, just taking their time without any kind of swift action, but going within themselves to discover some new talents. I see perhaps some new knowledge and wisdom. It's like the curious part of you, the child inside of you in the back of your subconscious mind is starting to awaken and pushing you towards doing perhaps something more learning. Just for your own personal growth and interest, not necessarily learning for a job or education towards a job, but just for your own growth, perhaps spiritual growth or understanding, or perhaps even some of the things that you've gone through in the past, just to better understand your inner world and your emotions concerning what you went through. Now, moving into the current energy, I see some of the collective is sitting in quiet reflection. I see light coming back in towards yourself after some more dire situations. It was likened to a death and rebirth or transformation that took place as this old year closed and a new one begins. I see some of you just taking time to move away from those conflicts and come back ready and strong with some extra energy behind you to bring those situations back into movement and balance. The way for this to happen for you in a nice, smooth, cohesive way would be to take some care and time for self-care, self-love, and nurturing. Fill yourself with the things that make you happy, whether that's hobbies or just taking care of yourself and taking extra rest. For your daily activities, try doing something different to nurture yourself. Spirit is guiding your path that you've come and saying that you've come to the pinnacle of one part of your life and the dawning of the next. And Spirit is guiding your steps one at a time. At a time that you have another new beginning. So lots of cards representing new starts and new beginnings. And since we're in a new year of one, the first month of the new year makes perfect sense. We have a beautiful outpouring of blessings from Spirit where the cup is overflowing. You've been coming through just to know that whatever didn't flourish for you or what was taken, you must believe that it will be replenished and you will have been rewarded a new start. I see some taking a pause as far as relationships in the beginning of this year, new year, due to some of the things that maybe you have experienced in the past. Just taking a time to pause and find your balance. And for some of the collective, I feel there will be some new ideas for business or business ideas to grow your finances. This could come through others, so be ready to be offered a collaboration. Spirit gives a word of caution here to some that do not collaborate with just anybody. Before you begin, pray and meditate before you get into any sort of business idea with somebody else. Also, we're just coming into the close. I see somebody that's sitting, and I'm not sure who this is in for particular, but there is somebody that's actually sitting in their financial security and wealth. They're quite secure, and Spirit is just wanting to remind you that sometimes when we have a little bit more than others, it's always good to share. Even if you just tithe a small portion of it, it helps to keep your abundance flowing and not to hang on too tightly to what you have. You've accomplished a lot, and be proud of yourself, but remember to share to those less fortunate. That's exactly how things get returned to you. It's without a mindset of lack. Just know not to hold on too tight, but when you share, you manifest more of a flow coming back to you. I see a lot of you working really, really hard towards manifesting, and Spirit wants to give you a friendly reminder that you are master manifestors and the divine architects of your own life. And to take charge of that, even if you felt disappointed in the past, because I see some of you starting new manifestations and then just giving up and thinking, well, that's what I've lost before and I could lose again. But this is a negative or lack mindset, so be aware of your thoughts and your thought energy. That's where your thoughts go, that's where your energy will flow. Now, as we move away from this reading, we'll go into moving into message cards. And the very first one I want to share with you, which is really interesting because it's the message that this message was all about trust that was channeled from Spirit. And the card that came says, trust yourself. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through any murky waters. And the following message is to trust the process, embrace any kind of uncertainty, have faith in the journey that's unfolding before you. And we also have a message from the Hindu goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi, and this card indicates that your prayers about finances have been heard and answered. Tap into your manifestation powers by focusing on abundance instead of worrying about money. You have nothing to fear. A new flow of prosperity is coming towards you and your loved ones and supporting you. Stop worrying about money. Money worries only attract money problems. So as we come to a close, I'd like to take a moment to notice what is settled within you. At the very truth of our essence, each one of us is a being of light, expressed through awareness, choice, compassion, and the energy that we bring into the world. When we consciously expand that light within ourselves, it changes how we move, how we respond, and how we relate to others. As more of us choose to live from this awareness, our light begins to gather, and together it raises the vibration of the world we share. If this space speaks to you, you're welcome to stay connected here, to return and to listen. And you're invited to share this space with others who may be seeking the same quiet remembrance. If you feel to leave a comment or perhaps a reflection, please go ahead. And if you feel drawn to explore more deeply, you're warmly invited to visit my website at hellospiritspeaking.com. Thank you for being here and for taking this moment to listen. Until we meet again, walk gently, follow the light, and together we rise.